All right, now let's queer up business and breaking news. Richard Gray, Senior Vice President of Inclusion and Accessibility for Visit Lauderdale, Broward County's tourism arm, is retiring. I broke the story this afternoon on social media. Now, you may not know the name, but if you've lived in or visited Greater Fort Lauderdale any time in the last 3 decades, you've felt his impact. He has traveled the world extolling the virtues of Broward County. Good work if you can get it. Richard sat down with me and talked about the challenges LGBTQ plus tourism faces in Florida and on how Visit Lauderdale maintains its independence. Broward brings in $1.3 billion a year in LGBTQ plus tourism, and he has a marketing budget of more than $1 million. In 1995, his first LGBTQ plus tourism campaign had a slightly smaller budget.
And so we
start with that first marketing initiative. You started work on Broward tourism in 1991. 1995 is when you got that amazing amount of $35,000. And even then you didn't say gay. You had to say rainbow when you started marketing the city, right?
Well, I think it was a question of not having the courage or the confidence at that time in 1995 when we were preparing everything to say the word gay. So we had to start off with baby steps. So we used the word rainbow. That resonated with us, and we launched, the campaign was launched in 1996, and it was titled Immerse Yourself. And I kind of modeled it on Greg Louganis, who used to train at the Aquatic Center here, and of course everyone knows was a major Olympic champion. The image that we used was this man diving into a big bubbly swimming pool. I loved it, and so I immediately thought of Greg.
Yeah, he said Greg Louganis approved. Well, we talked for about 35 minutes, and it's simultaneously a history lesson and a look at the future. The things he'd done include world's first marketing campaign to the trans community, plus people with disabilities, literally everyone under the sun. And, he told me about how he grew comfortable reaching out to other communities over time, and his personal journey has really just enriched us all.
He really is. And what a kick I'm sorry to say this, but I got a kick in the stomach when I heard he was retiring, right? Yeah. Those are shoes that are unfillable. And my fear is that someone who won't love our community as much as he does takes over that role in the future, Yeah. And Richard is like, no, I am making sure that things are in place before I leave. And, it's like he is Visit Lauderdale. Him and Stacy are so front and center in everything that we do, especially in our community. And you talked about the disabilities. Something that Richard Gray had implemented in Fort Lauderdale Airport is that room to go to, right? If you need to decompress, right? And it's for people that don't have visible disabilities. It could be, disability on the inside. It could be a mental health disability. It could be autism, whatever it is, but something like that also touches the heart, that he's not just, it really is everyone under the sun. I know we want to say it's us, it's LGBTQ plus people under the sun, but he really encompasses everyone.
Yeah, he really does. And he stresses it so much. And because, I first interviewed him in 2019 and for Pride of the Americas, which of course got delayed because of COVID and everything. But, he told me that as he's gone through all this time, he wasn't, necessarily, he was never uncomfortable being gay, but to pioneer and start destination marketing saying, you're gay, you need to come to Fort Lauderdale. That in 1995, that was such a weird concept, because we were in the height of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and nationally, and banning the Federal Marriage Protection Act and all this stuff. And he and his fellow, he's not a one-man band. He has got a great team at Visit Lauderdale, but they had the balls to get out there and say, we're going to go after this. And he was doing it because it was the right thing to do. I'm sure some people came along because it was the profitable thing to do. But for whatever reason, it came through. It happened. And my God, I remember visiting here in the 2000s to get away from Michigan. and, in the winter. And then I eventually moved here because I just fell in love with this place.
Wow.
Wilton Manors. I worked at Channel 7 for 15 years. And so but he was the one that got me to come here. And I had no idea who he was.
Right. Did he say anything about like when during COVID, not even during COVID, when Equality Florida started telling people to not come here, where they put that travel ban on not coming here because of safety.
Yeah.
And I know that he was super upset about that because of mom and pop's businesses that need that travel tourism money. Did he touch on that at all?
We did talk on it for a moment. It's one of those things that you have to say, there's the rest of Florida and there's Broward County. Certainly some conventions pulled out, and we never know who didn't consider us because of it. But he says you just have to hammer home. We are Fort Lauderdale. We are Greater Fort Lauderdale, and we are, my words, not his, but we are better. We are better than what happens in Tallahassee.
We definitely are, and we're also better because of Richard. We just are. Like, I personally hold him to be a mentor of mine, and just his advice, his advocacy, his support is something that I will miss. We might be losing you at Visit Lauderdale, but you're stuck with all of us as peers and as colleagues and as people who love you. So I can't wait to see the whole interview. Where can we see the whole interview?
We're going to be posting it on several platforms. I'll have it up on my YouTube channel here in the next day or two, and I'll be putting some clips out there on social media. It's 35 minutes long, but I promise you, it goes by like that. It really does. So you can follow me. Follow me, John Hayden, journalist.
There you go.